The world has a lot of causes. Passionate people with sharp minds work hard every day to make this world a better place, and all they need is money. Today, a charitable gift can feed the hungry, dig wells, build houses, or even raise awareness. When people give to these causes, dollars are converted into good and helpful things, and God is pleased. But with so many options and so many needs, how do we decide where to invest those dollars? Thankfully, the Bible offers some clarity. In Matthew chapter 28, God provides a short list of the causes that are closest to His heart. It says, "Therefore, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you." This is called the Great Commission. Spoken by Jesus Himself, it outlines two clear objectives for changing the world: make disciples by baptizing and teaching. Every good thing we choose to do is second to the great thing God has commissioned us to do. And honestly, it makes sense. According to statistics, the average person lives 80 years on Earth. Then, according to the Bible, they go on living in one of two places for eternity. When we do good things, the primary impact is on the short side of the line. It makes the world a better place, but may or may not affect where people spend nearly 100% of their existence. But when we focus on the great thing, it pays dividends on both sides of the line. When people hear and accept Christ, they not only secure an eternity with God, they also receive the challenge and the power to make this world a better place. So, when we're deciding where to invest our charitable dollars for maximum impact, the first place to look is at organizations that baptize and teach, namely the church. Okay, but aren't there enough churches with enough money to get the message out there? Yes and no. There are a lot of churches in the world. In the U.S., we have more than 300,000. Each one has been challenged by God to fulfill the cause nearest to His heart, the Great Commission. So how is the church doing with this mission to make disciples? Well, let's take a look at the data. Studies reveal that in any given year, the average number of baptisms at 9 out of 10 churches is 0. And the remaining 1 out of 10 only baptized 1 or 2 people. Well, could it be that everyone is convinced? I mean, most people are Christians already, right? Wrong. According to a study by the American Church Research Project, church attendance is in decline. They found only 17% of the population is in church on any given Sunday. The 2008 American Religious Identification Survey asked people what their religious background was. 1 in 5 replied, none, making it the second largest religious group in the U.S. If the trend continues, by 2025, none will be the biggest group. Churches are doing a lot of good in the world. They help communities, encourage people, send out missionaries, but when it comes to the Great Commission, the numbers speak for themselves. But there are exceptions. A handful of churches have found ways to accomplish the Great Commission in a world ever more lost and disconnected. One such church is in a place you would least expect: Las Vegas. 50 years ago, a few dozen people started Central Christian Church. It steadily grew to a congregation of 4,000. Then, in 2005, they got even more radical about the Great Commission. The result? Thousands and thousands and thousands of people responding to God. As of 2009, Central had more than 15,000 people attending on any given weekend and was ranked as the 11th largest church in North America. What's more amazing is the number of baptisms. Where the average church celebrates 1 or 2 decisions for Christ, in 2009, Central saw more than 5,000. And Central did all this with a budget half that of most churches its size. How? By focusing on 2 simple things: radical grace and radical alignment. Radical grace simply means it's okay to not be okay. People are welcomed regardless of who they are or what they've done. In the book of Romans, Paul states that where sin increased, grace increased all the more, and Central is a living example. Radical alignment means Central is incredibly focused on the Great Commission. They're intentional about connecting people to God and to each other, and they're creative in how they do it, especially when it comes to church expansion. Traditional church planting is good, but it takes the right leader, the right strategy, and the right systems and leadership environment. Without them, 70% of church plants fail within the first year. So when Central decided to grow beyond their doors, they did two things. First, they partnered with passionate people who are already planting churches. Central provides its proven strategy and well-developed systems so that church plants can invest their time and money in the people they're trying to reach rather than reinventing the wheel. Second, Central launched regional campuses. With a regional campus, you find a space like a high school theater and reproduce your church service there. It has live music, children's programs, small groups, all aspects of a home church with one exception. The main pastor teaches on a high-definition video screen. Central's first regional campus attracted 1,000 people in less than a year. Since then, they've launched 2 more, and to date, nearly 300 people have made a first-time decision for Christ at these regional campuses. All of this at a fraction of the cost of a new building. Central also launched an internet campus in the fall of 2008. Since then, more than 10,000 people from all 50 states and 43 countries have signed up to be a part of this online church, demonstrating that Central strategy isn't just a Las Vegas phenomenon. It works everywhere. That's why Central has been flooded with requests to reproduce their church in places like Salt Lake City, St. Louis, Oceanside, San Francisco, Dallas, New Orleans, Mexico City, and South Africa. It's why Central is pursuing new venues for church services like college campuses, military bases, and prisons, so that more and more people in more and more places can be saved by God's amazing and radical grace. It may be new, it may sound different, but it's all great. The world is full of good causes, but to make a difference that lasts, you need to invest in what's great. God is up to something amazing at Central. He's making the City of Lights into a light to the world. And He's inviting us to be a part of this light, a light that will shine in this life and beyond.